Harry Styles there with As It Was. It's the lead single from his third studio album titled Harry's House, which came out this year. As It Was, the single entered at the top of the UK singles chart, becoming Styles' second number one single on the chart after Sign of the Times, which came out back in April 2017. So far, it's spent 7 weeks at the top of the UK singles chart. Well, welcome back to the Arvo Flow. It is time to head to our feature-length interview for today's program, and I'm delighted to bring in my next guest, Jessica Mills, who has had an excellent career as a performer so far, still a very young career too, but it's taken her far and wide, and it's great to get her on the Arvo Flow. Jess, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Ellis.
It's great to get you on. And just to bring Jess in here, so you graduated from the Queensland Conservatorium in 2016 with a Bachelor of Musical Theatre. You made your professional debut back in early 2017 with the Seven Sopranos in the tour of Songs from Stage and Screen. Played Kay Anderson in that role. And since then, basically, you haven't looked back, getting a number of big roles across Australia. And we're going to talk about one in particular just to start off with here, Jess. So you recently played in Penola, and the folk in Penola will love hearing this. Of course, they're one of our broadcast patches here on the Flow. So talk to us about this experience, who you played. I understand it was a very big production that excited many.
Oh, well, thank you firstly for the very kind introduction there, Ellis. It's really lovely to be here. So yes, about a week and a half ago, I got back from touring a fabulous little opera to Penola by the name of Gianni Schicchi. It is a Puccini opera and it is a comedy. It's I found it absolutely hilarious. It's basically about this family who their rich grandfather dies and they're expecting to receive all the money, but unfortunately for them, the grandfather's left all the money to the church. So then they enlist the help of Gianni Schicchi to sort of fool the lawyers and try and get them to rewrite the will. But then Gianni Schicchi ends up getting the will rewritten, leaving everything to him. So it's quite the comedy. I played the role of Nella Donati, which was absolutely fantastic. I had a really wonderful co-cast, and I played opposite Brock Roberts, who was just the most divine person to work with. Penola was just gorgeous. It was so much fun being there. We were only there for 2-3 days in the end, but we had a lovely time, had some great coffee in the town, and I think Brock actually bought a bunch of beautiful artwork from there as well. So lots of arts going on in Penola and in the Coonawarra Arts Festival there.
In terms of the storyline, it almost sounds a bit like a modernised take on Shakespeare. Sounds very funny. But can I just take this opportunity to ask you about regional theatre? Because we don't hear often about theatre in the region. So what got you out to Penola? Who sort of teed all this up with the production there?
Yeah, so it was through the company Co-Opera. And it was part of the Coonawarra Arts Festival, which was a lot of fun. It was my first time being involved in that. But yeah, the Arts Festival sort of brought us out there and we had a lovely evening performing for the people of Penola. And we did the show and then we did a little concert with some arias. I've never been to Penola, but would be very happy to go back and perform there again. We had so much fun.
I'm sure the Penola people will love hearing that. The opera extraordinaire, Jess Mills, speaking there. The second part of her interview is coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Arvo Flow. Emily Sande there with Brighter Days. You're listening to the Arvo Flow. It's time to return back to our feature-length interview for today. It's with the opera performer Jessica Mills. Here she is talking about the lifestyle a national performer lives, having visited 3 states in 3 days recently.
Well, it involves a lot of travel. So, for instance, I'm coming to you from Sydney today, but yesterday I was in Adelaide and the day before that I was in Melbourne. So it's a lot of being flexible to move at the last moment. But then, there's a bit of fun, glamorous things. I'm off to an opening night tonight as well. It's lots of fun, but it is really hard work. I haven't had a lot of sleep in the last week because I have been doing a lot of travel, but it's a very, very interesting and exciting life.
I don't doubt that, and I'm sure just listening to you there that you've probably clocked up more Ks than our Prime Minister at the moment. Extraordinary stuff, Jess. Let's go back to the beginning. So when did you first know that you wanted to pursue performance as a career? Because I think people would sort of come from the frame of mind of, okay, well, we know it's a big thing in somewhere like America. There's Broadway. We know there's West End in England. But in Australia, like, where does the gravy train take you, if you will? So obviously it's something you're passionate about, something you're very good at. So when did the ideation sort of first come up for you to actually do this as a career?
Yeah, look, honestly, I am one of those weird people who have always known what they wanted to do with their life. Very, very lucky. But I think when they first asked us in year 2 or something what we wanted to be when we grow up, I wrote on my little form, I want to be an actor. So here we are.
Fantastic. And talk to us about where the journey's taken you. Obviously, we know you graduated from a prestigious institution in 2016 and you've gone on since then. So just sort of iron out the journey for us.
Yeah. So look, I've been really lucky to travel to a bunch of places with this career. So I've been overseas and worked in Dubai with a little concert Christmas series thing with the 7 Sopranos. Done a bunch of regional touring along the East Coast, which has been lots of fun. I have to say one of my favourite gigs was working for Opera Australia at the Sydney Opera House. Which has been nice to be seeing the Sydney Opera House today. Doing productions of Il Viaggio Reims and Don Giovanni as an actor-dancer for the company. It was just so much fun, and honestly nothing beats walking into work along Darling Harbour and just seeing that opera house and walking through the stage door there. It's absolutely amazing. And of course, earlier this year I did a production of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland in Melbourne. Pre-pandemic, I did a production of Andrew Lloyd Webber's The Beautiful Game, which is a beautiful Irish musical about soccer players and sort of the war over there. It's been very, very interesting. It's been so much fun and so much travel as well.
You just keep flexing that high life, Jess. You've earned it. Before we go, let's just talk about any advice for any young listeners that we have. I'm sure there's plenty in the female variety that are probably listening to this and thinking, damn, I would love to have that kind of experience. What would your advice be to them?
Yeah, of course. So, look, my advice to anyone wanting to become a performer is work hard and keep going. It's a tough industry. It doesn't happen straight away for most people. I mean, for some people it does, but those people are the exception to the rule. It's all about working hard, staying humble, and just always putting your best self first, and the rest will come.
Excellent. Well, Jessica Mills, it's been great getting you on the Arvo Flow. We'll have to check in with you again sometime down the line. Sounds like there's so many exciting things that you've got in the pipeline, so enjoy all of it. Good luck with everything, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Ellis. It's been a pleasure.
Well, don't go anywhere. We'll wrap up another week of the Arvo Flow for you right after this.